Shakespeare's comedic tale of mistaken identity comes to Yuba College, but first, jury selection begins in a high-profile Marysville crime. I'm Laura Vandermeer, and here's your ADTV Webcast for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2012. Jury selection started today in the murder trial of a Beale Air Force airman charged in the New Year's Eve slaying of a Marysville man. 21-year-old William V. Silliman has pleaded not guilty to second-degree homicide in connection with the shooting death of Stephen Sam Moore. Silliman is the last of 6 defendants charged in Moore's death. The other co-defendants have accepted plea deals with the Yuba County District Attorney's Office, including the shooter, Marcus Hume. Police said Silliman owned the 12-gauge shotgun that was used to kill Moore and that he helped Hume shorten the barrel prior to the attack along Arthur Street in Marysville. Officers also said Silliman drove Hume to and from the scene and knew Hume intended to kill Moore beforehand. Moore's family has said they believe Hume killed the man in a jealous rage over a woman. Opening arguments are scheduled to begin October 10th. Yuba Sutter flood control agencies could be among the beneficiaries as the federal government begins the process of removing the elderberry longhorn beetle from endangered species status. Because levee improvements and maintenance often involve potential habitat for the beetle, there would be a savings of both time and money if the delisting goes through. The public will have until December 3rd to comment on the proposal. It's not clear if the delisting would go into effect in time to play a role in levee work set to start next year. Well, Yuba College Theater is taking a hippie spin on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, setting the romantic comedy in the 70s and adding a Beatles soundtrack. Here's more from director Jeffrey Wander.
It's basically about a brother and sister that get separated in a shipwreck, and the girl decides to disguise herself as a man in the country that they end up in, Illyria.
Yourself. After our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope, both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where like Orion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves as long as I could see.
I think it's a little different because we're setting it in the 70s, which was, I think, an interesting cultural period in our country. However, I think that Twelfth Night really adapts to that kind of 70 era's sitcom. And this is one of Shakespeare's funny, humorous plays, not one of his more serious ones.
Twelfth Night is running Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with one Thursday showing through October 21st. The theater has scheduled 2 special performances. On Thursday, October 11th, it's School Night, which they'll be offering half off the student ticket price. And Saturday, October 13th, is That 70s Night with music, appetizers, and door prizes starting at 6:30 p.m. General admission tickets are $12 at the October 13th event. Well, Election Day is getting closer, and the AD Newsroom is working on previews of the races happening here in Yuba Sutter. Today, we're taking a look at the Marysville City Council race. We chatted recently with candidate Michael Selvage.
From the perspective of the City Council, what can be done to help grow Marysville's economic base and bring back some businesses to some of the storefronts that have been empty for a while now?
Okay, let me go with your last one first. The storefronts that are empty, historically the city of Marysville has really had a problem with that, mainly due to the fact that these are privately owned. You can't force, the city cannot force a building owner to make a building available or to go to extremes to try to fill that building. Personally, I think that it'd be advantageous for them to do what they could to fill them. Most businesses will fail within a 2-year period of starting. I've made the suggestion in the past to these few people that have owned these buildings to try to fill their buildings instead of getting a negative income. Why can't we just go in or have them go in, offer a new business that wants to start, rent on the building at half of what they normally get, give them a period of time to get themselves established, and then work it in until they're finally making full time, but it seems to go nowhere.
That entire interview is posted to appealdemocrat.com along with a video Q&A with Christopher Pedigo, the challenger in that race. Marysville City Council incumbent Jim Kitchen declined our request for an interview. And our pet of the week is Clover. She's a friendly spayed brown and white tabby who's about 4 months old. Clover is described as goofy, playful, and that she likes to play hide and seek with other cats. If you would like to make Clover a part of your family, please visit her at the Yuba City PetSmart. And that's your ADTV webcast for Tuesday, October 2nd, 2012. For updates on these stories and more, go to appealdemocrat.com or pick up a copy of the AD, your Yuba Sutter news leader, at your favorite newsstand.